Welcome back. C&B Raceway Park is under new management under the direction of Rob Hint and John Elliott.
On Saturday, they held their first event of the season. The featured event was the Dodge Dealers 100 for the late models. A top 4 invert places 75 of Barry Audi on the pole position. As they go into turn 1, Sam Falone in the 48 works to Audi's outside to jump into the lead. Fast qualifier Nathan Russell in the 15 also moves past Audi. As they go through turns 3 and 4, Falone pushes a little high and gets loose, setting off this chain reaction incident. Russell spins to the inside of the track. The 11 of Bob Weber suffers some cosmetic damage. Russell also pitted, having flat spotted his tires. And Audi, who had continued on after the crash, would retire from the event. This moved the 2 of Ron Nurmi up to second, with Dave Russell in the 93 in third place. The early battle for the 4th spot was between the 07 of Tom Ferris Jr., Jeremy Holbrook in the 51, and Joe Beretta in the 21. Nathan Russell began to make his way back to the front, although there were only 11 cars left on the track. Here he disposes of the 04 of Brett Guzik and sets his sights on Holbrook. Weber also had a strong car and continued to pick up positions early in the race. Dave Russell would eventually take the runner-up spot away from Nurmi as they charged into turn 3. Falone continued to lead, although Dave Russell was only a few car lengths behind. By this time, Weber had overtaken Nurmi for third place. For a number of laps, Weber pressured Dave Russell for second place, but could not pull off the pass. Ferris would get turned around in 1 and 2, resulting in a lap 36 caution. On the restart, Nathan Russell worked the outside of Nurmi as they charged into 1 and 2. He gains enough momentum to make the pass exiting the turn. Russell would eventually take third from Weber, then work the inside of Dave Russell to move into the runner-up position. As we approached the halfway mark, Weber was able to shuffle Dave Russell back to the 4th position. The caution flew at lap 50 to allow teams to make necessary adjustments to their cars and add fuel. On the restart, the top 5 consisted of Falone, Nathan Russell, Weber, Dave Russell, and Nurmi. Exiting turn 2, Nathan Russell works the inside of Falone. Entering turn 3, Russell noses ahead of the 48 machine. They are about even through the turns, but Russell would lead at the stripe. They would run side by side for another lap before Falone was able to regain the top spot. Weber's top 3 run would go by the wayside as he has a tire going down. The final caution would come out with 15 laps to go. Dave Russell and Nurmi would go into turn 1 battling for third, while Nathan Russell closes on Falone as they head down the backstretch. Russell dives under Falone in turn 3. Falone edges ahead in the middle of the corner, but Russell powers off of the exit of turn 4 to take the lead. Falone would continue to hound Russell in the waning laps. As they get the white flag, the duo is door-to-door through 1 and 2. Falone begins to pull away as they race down the backstretch. Russell gives it one last shot in turns 3 and 4, but gets loose in the attempt. Sam Falone would go on to win the Clearfield County Dodge Dealers 100.
Congratulations on the win, Sam. What happened in lap 1? It looked like you checked up.
We were just on real low air pressures, and I tried to go too hard, too quick, and it got real sideways on me. And luckily, people behind me gave me a little bit of room, and we didn't end up stuffing it in the wall. So we were thankful for that.
At the restarts, Nathan Russell was able to get a jump on you, but then you were able to pull ahead.
Yeah, Nathan had a real good car. He was real close to the same times and stuff that we were. He out-qualified us by a mile. But we just stuck with it, and he got by me a couple times, stuck with it, and kept smooth in our groove, and we were able to get by him again. And it was a tough race right from lap 1. I drove my hardest the whole time.
Well, the last lap was a very hard run, and it was extremely exciting for those watching.
Yeah, I don't think I took a breath for the last 5 laps. We were just running so hard, and I didn't know if I was going to get him or not. I just knew that coming out of 4, I had to beat him on the gas, and we did. And I think he got on it a little too much, and that's how it ended up. I'm really thankful for all my sponsors and my crew. Falone Trucking, Haler Fire Kuhn, and they just put a nice piece under me, and we're really good here, and I love this track.
Well, now this is your second win in a row here.
Yeah, we raced here this will be the third time. The first time we weren't very good at all. The second time we hit on some real good setup stuff, and I came back with the exact same setup as last year, and it seemed to be good. So it's just a good piece underneath me, and I was just wheeling it the whole race.
Well, now that Lake Erie isn't running late models, where all are you racing?
Well, I'm going to run 3 more here for sure, and we may run a Race of Champions in Oswego, and possibly a U.S. Open in Lancaster, but that's pretty much for this region. That's pretty much all I can race with my car.
Okay, well, thank you and congratulations.
Thank you.
Nathan, in lap 1 you were involved in a caution with the leaders, and that could have resulted in a large pileup if it weren't for such skilled drivers.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a typical racing deal on the first lap of a race. Sammy got a little loose there, which everybody did with the dew tonight, and I locked the brakes up and got spun, and it was unfortunate because we had to put our practice tires on because I flat spotted my tires. So having to run 100 laps on tires we practice on all day wasn't fun, but you know, it was still fun to race from the back up to the front.
Do you think tires could have been the issue? Because it looked like at the restarts you were able to get a jump on Falone every time, and yet he was able to pull ahead of you.
Yeah, running with guys that have stickers on, and you know, I put my practice tires on. The only time I could get grip is when they cooled down. As soon as they got heat, you know, I was all over the place. There's just nothing I could do about it.
What happened there at the end?
Well, it's my car owner, Frank Barischetti, always says it's checkers or wreckers. So I drove it down in there and tried to win the race, and it just didn't stick. So we'll try it next time.
Well, this race really proves true that it doesn't take a whole lot of cars in order to have an exciting race.
No, when you got good drivers like Sammy and you know, David Russell and these guys, I mean, all of us race all over the country. You know, we do this every week, and you know, we're skilled drivers. We race, you know, so it's good racing when we all get together.
Well, we wish you the best the next time.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
The unofficial results for the late models shows Sam Falone the winner over Dave Russell, Ron Nurmi, Nathan Russell, and Tom Ferris Jr.
Well, what an exciting race that was. I actually jumped out of my seat several times during it.
Now, the car counts in the crowd were a little less than what was hoped for.
Yes, but it was their opening night, so I do expect the crowds to increase.
Well, Rome wasn't built in the day, and hopefully they'll gain more support as they have more races. Now, we will go back to CMB Bank Raceway Park later for more highlights.
Coming up next, it's more highlights from Bedford Speedway on Friday night. Keep it here.
Mario Andretti has won at Pocono.
For years, it was one of IndyCar's crown jewel events.
Heading for the checkered flag, Al Unser, Bobby Rahal, Rick Mears, and A.J. Foyt.
And now they're back.
The yellow is out.
Blinding speeds over 220 miles an hour.
What a battle.
Thrilling wheel-to-wheel action.
Oh, James Hinchcliffe is a winner again.
Kids tickets as low as $12.50. You don't want to miss history as IndyCar Triple Crown returns to Pocono.